Hail and well met, Internet travelers. Welcome to this edition of Jordan, Jules, and Just Reddit. This is episode 16. 16 episodes of pure entertainment. If you haven't seen any of them, watch this video first and then go check out our channel. And go ahead and watch all the other ones. But also, if you haven't already, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Comment how you are doing, because I'm doing fantastic, and I can't wait to get to reading some Reddit stories. Jules, how are you doing?
I swear he didn't take anything before this. I am good. How are you doing? Far less stressed than I was last week.
Did you ask me how I am?
Yeah.
When I just said I'm super fantastic and can't wait to read some Reddit stories first?
I want the real answer.
I'm doing great! My water's empty.
Would you like more water?
No, it's okay.
Okay.
Because we're going to power through this together, guys. Grab some popcorn, some of your favorite snacks.
A drink.
Mike and Ike's Swedish Fish. Getting
I
hungry.
go for chocolate. I'm not a gummy person.
Oh.
If I'm eating candy, I want chocolate and peanut butter.
Chocolate and peanut butter.
Chocolate, peanut butter. Okay, anyway. I am sorry. We are reading r/Am I the Butthole today. ROG.
Classic.
I was going to do some confessions, but I don't know. I couldn't find good ones. But let us know if that's a forum that you actually like, because I like hearing confessions. I think it's interesting. But yeah, let us know.
I like when the confessins are confessing.
Confessants?
The confessants are confessing. They're confessions.
All right.
Anywho, Jules is going to go ahead and start us off. So, number one story of the episode.
Am I the butthole for changing reservations over something my sister said?
Yes.
Throwaway, like most of them. I, 20 female, turned 20 last week. I made reservations at a restaurant for the evening of my birthday and planned for me, my mom, my stepdad, and my best friend, and my younger sister, 18, to go. 2 days before my birthday, me and my sister had an argument because I wasn't able to pick her up because my friend had a medical emergency and I was the only one with him at the time, so I stayed with him. I was able to leave when the ambulance arrived due to his sister getting there. I was panicked at the time and forgot to text her that I wouldn't be able to pick her up. I completely forgot I was supposed to pick her up and then went home. I apologized profusely and she was still furious. We were both shouting because the argument got heated. She then said, "You're just acting like our dad." Our dad was neglectful and emotionally abusive to us growing up. We often argued with him because he frequently forgot to pick us up from school. This comment devastated me. I still have a lot of trauma I am working through because of our dad, and she knows this very well. These types of comments hurt. She kept repeating that I was like our dad and told me that I'm no better than him. I left and she tried to call me, but I didn't answer. I decided to change the birthday dinner reservation from 5 to 4 and text her that she was no longer invited. I received no reply. I had a good birthday overall, but my sister made no effort to contact me and didn't acknowledge the text that I sent her. When it came time for the dinner, she called me and was screaming that I needed to change the reservation again to include her because she wanted to come. I hung up on her. I had told everyone coming to dinner what was happening beforehand, and they seemed fine with it until we got to the restaurant and my mom told me that she was disappointed that I couldn't be the bigger person. I was shocked and asked her what she meant, and she told me that what she said wasn't that bad. All throughout dinner, she kept saying that I needed to get over these silly disagreements. I left after paying and haven't spoken to my mom since. I keep thinking about what happened and don't know if my mom was right. I don't know if I should have been the bigger person. Am I the butthole?
I'd say it's like a 75-25 split.
Yeah.
75
Well, no.
younger sister, 25 older sister. Because it was a shared trauma of their father, right?
Yeah.
So if it's a shared trauma and your sibling goes that deep, that's high on my scale. Because like my siblings and I, we're ride or die. So having one of them bring up a shared trauma that we both know affects us deeply over and over again, that would suck for me.
Yes, I understand what you're saying, but at the same time, she's accusing her of being like that trauma. If you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like being the perpetrator of that trauma. That's hard. Like when you know that it's something that deeply that, you know, impacts that other person and you. But if you're claiming that this person that was in this with you and someone you're very close with, like a family member, and you know you're doing that intentionally, like to hurt that person very deeply. And I think if her sister wasn't comfortable with having her at her birthday dinner after that, I don't think she's the asshole for it.
I feel like communication could have solved all of their problems.
I agree.
Because that's what, viewers, that's really what bothers everybody, is the lack of communication and everything. Because if older sister communicated beforehand, then younger sister wouldn't have been upset, and then they could have avoided this problem altogether.
But, I mean, think of the circumstances. It's not like she, went out with her friends and forgot to pick up her sister. Like, her friend had a medical emergency that kind of, shook her up. It should have been... I think her sister should have been more forgiving in this circumstance.
Yeah. 4 out of 5 younger sister, 0 out of 5 older sister.
Agree.
That's what I'm going for. Clean your ears, pick out that earwax, because we're about to deliver this beautiful story for you guys. Am I the butthole for refusing to lie on a reference letter for my cousin, even though it might ruin his job opportunity? Hi, Reddit. So, this is by Development Round 3120. Hi, Reddit. I need some insight. I, 28 female, work in HR for a large tech company, and recently my cousin Lewis, 33 male, applied for a position in our IT department. I had no idea until the hiring manager brought it up and asked if I knew him. They saw we were connected on LinkedIn and shared our last name. I admitted he was my cousin, and they asked if I'd be willing to write a brief letter to give him some insight, or to give them some insight on his character, basically to see if he was a good fit for the team. Here's the thing. Jake is difficult. Who's Jake?
The cousin.
My cousin Lewis. Who's Jake?
Maybe he got his alias names mixed up or whatever.
I guess Jake is the real name of the cousin. Then they go, Jake is difficult. He's family and very hard-working person up until college. However, he got fired from his first job. After he got fired from his first job, he quickly decided that putting effort was not worth it, and instead decided to, as he says, work smart, not hard. Thanks to this, he's been fired from 2 tech jobs, parenthesis, one for repeatedly missing deadlines and the other for conflicting with coworkers who do not like his attitude and lack of compromise with the job in general, end parenthesis. He also tends to brag about gaming the system. And he believes that if you're confident enough, people are going to believe you, no matter if what you're telling them is the actual truth or not. Still, I didn't want to tank his chances. I offered to write a neutral letter. I wouldn't say anything bad, just sticks to facts. We've known each other for a lot of years, and he's always been passionate about tech. However, Lewis wanted me to tell them that what I believe are lies, that he is a team player and is always dedicated to 100% of his work. I refused, since it would be quite easy to search and realize that it's not like that. He was upset. He told me that if he had helped me out in the past, he lent me $400 for the rent when I was in college, and I had to give it.
Sorry,
And I had to give it back. Once again, I refused, and this time I got really mad. Or he got really mad. He said I was putting dumb work ethics above family, and if I don't support him, I'm a hypocrite because I always talk about helping people in need. I do this through donations and volunteerings most of the time now, end parenthesis. Now my aunt and a few of my cousins are messaging me saying I've sabotaged his future and that they did not want to believe I was jealous of him and trying to stop his success. I feel divided. Yes, I care about my family and giving second chances. Parenthesis. I forgot to mention that he told me several times that he had changed and learned that he could not let people down that way again, but I don't know. In parenthesis. But I also don't feel that it'd be responsible to help someone get into a role where they might hurt the team or get fired again. If this were anyone else, I'd be honest too. I told him I'm not planning on changing my mind, and it was not on me if he got the job or not. And that by lying, I'd be putting my own job at risk too. So, am I the butthole for refusing to lie on his reference and choosing professional ethics over family loyalty?
No, you're not the butthole for having morals
and
ethics.
Mm-hmm.
And like you said, he would write it, but he'd be honest. Like, and there's ways to, like, I'm not saying this is right either, but there's ways to go about it. Just, he's not going to say anything that's not true or that he doesn't believe. He's not going to say he's not going to write it for you or that he's not going to say your good qualities, but it's not fair of you to expect someone else to lie for you. That just speaks on the cousin's character.
Especially knowing your own history. Like the top comment says, if he messed up at your company, it's your credibility will be gone. Another person said you can't lie at your own work establishment for him. So I am in agreement where he did this to himself. You're being honest. And if your honesty was that he was a good worker, he should have been a good worker from the start.
Right.
But
and like I said, he could have just been like, no, I'm not writing it for you.
Yeah. So OP 0 out of 5. Cousin 3 out of 5 for Jinx. 3 out of 5 because you keep harassing your family member about stuff, and you should just knock it off. And good luck.
Agreed.
Where are you, a judge and a gavel?
Yeah, I do want to get a gavel.
Do not get a gavel.
I'm thinking about it now.
Please do not get a gavel.
I might. Comment down below if you want me to get a gavel.
Comment down below if you do not want Jules to get a gavel.
Should I not? Wait, I think it's a good practice.
Good practice for what? Reading?
That's a lot.
Yeah, go for it. Strap in, everybody.
I love how whenever me and Jordan see a really long story, we're both like, because we know, especially me.
God damn. I'm gonna struggle to stay birthless, so good luck to me.
Oh my god.
Who's blowing up your phone?
Freaking group chat. Okay.
Oh, freaking group chat.
Freaking group chat. I need to put my shiz on Do Not Disturb. Okay. Should I do it or just skip it?
No, read it.
Okay.
Go for it.
Okay. Am I the butthole for yelling at my grandma? Hi, I'm Miriam. I live with... Oh, shoot.
Wait.
No!
Wait. That's all the title says? Am I the butthole for yelling at my grandma? And it's literally a book. It's like when somebody sends you a really passionate text and you're like, I'm not going to read all that. We're about to read all that.
Dude, speaking of that, I kind of like, I don't know how I feel about like the text thing on Apple that it like summarizes your texts.
I like it.
You like it?
Yeah. It gives me a brief description of what I'm about to get into before I get into it.
That's fair. I don't know. Sometimes I feel like it doesn't like do it right though. That's just my experience. Anyway. Hi, I'm Miriam. I live with my mom, my sister, and my grandmother for almost 6 years. We live comfortably, we can afford everything we want, but we're modest. When my parents divorced, we moved back with my grandmother, renovated the whole house into a 2-floor house, 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, 2 living rooms, Jesus, 1 kitchen, 1 balcony, and 1 storage room. Okay, I think the OP's just flexing.
Weird flex, but all right.
My mom was a stay-at-home mom, but she took responsibilities very fast. Got a good job, got into nursing school, and upgraded very fast. So the thing is that at the start, my mother wasn't really at home because COVID happened, and as a nurse, she had to stay weeks at work or was gone days and nights with work. Me and my sister understood and were very responsible. My grandma always preferred my aunt in parentheses, mother, sister, because she had a hard life, in parentheses, which was not true. She married fast, has a rich life, a boy, and never worked a day in her life. She always dismissed my mother for divorcing, even though my grandma has a divorce and it's still married to another man that is no part of our lives and is basically homeless. The problem is that she thinks that she has authority over us. My mother likes to buy things she never had a chance to buy when she was younger or married, and she also buys things for us, grandma, and for the house. She pays all the bills, but that are expensive a lot. Groceries, everything that you can think of. Grandma has a problem with that, with me going out and invent stories all the okay, this is not me, I swear. And invent stories all the time at me, like people seeing me F-ing in multiple cars with different people, which is obviously not true. I have a boyfriend for 1 year and 6 months. I'm guessing that I'm not trying to be like, I'm not saying this in demeaning. I think it sounds like English isn't their first language. Mm-hmm. 1 year and 6 months. She's locking the door so I can't get in the house, and when I call my sister to open it, she starts throwing tantrums about how I'm a
horse.
Horse. That's a good one. And a nobody. She takes the clothes that we would buy, and if she doesn't like them, she'll take them and hide. Sometimes she'll take them and hide. All I imagine her just like running. Okay, sorry. And she'll come into my house, into my room, and throw in the ground my washed clothes, just because she can. She calls me and my sister and my mother all sorts of names every time she gets mad over everything. My mother has another relationship for 4 years, but did not marry. That man also contributes to the house need or help, even though he's not living here. My grandma will start calling him names, and she's mad, and the next day will ask my mother if he can help with something. Same with my boyfriend. One time he came and helped my uncle with building a greenhouse from zero, and after it's done, she'll call him names because nothing. She'll curse out my father, and then when he sends us money or other things for the house, she'll say that we should forgive him, I'm guessing they're trying to say. If my mother buys something or my father sends us something, she'll pretend we use it or eat it, and then she'll send them to my aunt, and when we confront her, she'll ask that she's struggling, even though she's struggling even though she's having a lot of money. Her sons go to private schools and are having vacations all across Europe. When she's having a tantrum, she will only came to apologize on Sunday mornings because she's going out to church. I've never in my life yelled at her. I told her that she's acting childish and stuff like these, but never ever yelled at her. She'll have the audacity to tell our mother that she's afraid of us, and then go the next day and curse we out. Should I read?
You're doing great.
This isn't me. This is the way the story's written. I swear to God.
No, I'm reading over her shoulder, and Jules is lying. It's like Jules is not lying. She's telling the truth.
Now for what happened. Jesus, finally. I don't think there's enough backstory.
Oh wait, that was just the...
That was the backstory.
Oh my God!
Now for what happened. One evening, I was coming home from work late, and the door was locked. I think you should speed that part up.
I ain't speeding none of it up.
Why?
We're all natural. We're the realest podcast out there.
I don't think they want that.
Realest podcast out there.
When I got into the house, she started yelling at me about how I was all night out effing men and how I'm a disgrace, and she's shameful for calling me her niece. I thought it was her granddaughter. Okay, never mind. I paused trying to calm down, but I just couldn't keep down and yelled exactly this. You think that only because you're old, you get to have a say in our lives. Well, let me tell you something. None of this family likes you. You don't pay anything, you don't cook, you don't wash, you only watch TV and complain about how you're so tired, even though you're the one laying around all day. Never once in my life I could say that I'm tired because you'll come and accuse us of being entitled. When my mother is working night shifts and wants to sleep in the morning, you'll make all kinds of noise possible and won't stop complaining about how she does nothing. What on earth are you even complaining about? You stay home all day, don't pay for anything, you don't you do everything you want, and it's still not enough. It's still not enough. You think that only because we're staying with you, you have the rights. Well, you don't. Never in our lives we've crossed the line with you, but you crossed too many. You want to know something? We're going to move one day, and who do you think is going to pay the bills and all the other stuff? We're going to take everything with us, and you're going to be left with nothing. And you'll be sick and old, and you'll have nobody because nobody wants to spend time with you. Got it? So don't even think one more time about yelling, demanding, or wanting something, because you don't deserve any of it. After that, I got up in my room and went to sleep. Everything is quiet, and I hope it stays like that. So did I exaggerate or overreact?
One, I think you could cut that backstory down a
No,
little
for real.
bit.
Baby girl too long didn't read. Backstory could have been that.
Yeah, or just like bullet points of
Yes.
an example.
Yes.
I don't know about overreacted,
No,
but like,
I think the grandmother had it coming.
yeah.
I think someone need to put her in her place. So they're staying in her house, but she's not paying any of her bills. They're paying her bills.
That's what it sounded like.
So why don't y'all just move out to your own house?
I don't know. They did say that they're well off and everything, so I feel like it'd kind of be easy for them to move. But no,
Split.
OP, you're fine. Grandmother, 3 out of 5, just for being annoying.
I'm gonna go 4 out of 5. She's as annoying as hell.
All right.
Oh damn! See?
Yeah. All right. Am I the butthole for disagreeing that I shouldn't wear shorts because a girl finds me wearing them uncomfortable? Oh, this is not by Judge. This was a repost by Judgment Bot AITA. Hi all. I am someone who has been wearing shorts my whole life. I've always worn shorts in every weather, going to the gym, out, training, anything. So today, my cousin messaged me and told me not to wear shorts tomorrow. We are all meeting up at her place, and I asked why. He told me his girlfriend finds it uncomfortable that I wear shorts. I don't mind not wearing shorts, as it's her house at the end of the day. I ended up messaging her asking to better understand her. She told me she personally has felt uncomfortable when I have worn shorts because of the positions I sit in. Oh boy. She said it shows my thighs and a bit more higher up, which I was like, what the heck? My shorts go up to my knees, but okay. She didn't know how to tell me, so she told my cousin to tell me. She said she wanted to tell me from her perspective, but also said she's not looking there directly, but when seen by accident, she had to look away. What the heck does that mean? My shorts go up to my knees, literally. I've worn shorts in front of her for several times. I literally wear shorts all the time. I just find it so weird. So I spoke to one of my other cousins. He said that if a girl said me wearing shorts makes her uncomfortable, I need to firm it and stop wearing shorts. I was like, WTF? He said I'm not being a man. If I made someone uncomfortable, I need to compromise. I said that, is this not similar when a guy tells a girl not to wear like a crop top, for example? And he ended up saying they're completely different, with crop tops being normalized for girls to show guys like it. It's natural, etc.
Shorts aren't normalized for men?
I don't know. He told me to say sorry. I made her uncomfortable and all. He was saying that I'm not being a man, and if I don't care that I made a girl uncomfortable and not willing to change, then he doesn't know what to say. I was honestly like so baffled, as he just kept saying that I need to change and stop wearing shorts, just deal with it and stuff and say sorry. What do you think? Am I the butthole for completely disagreeing? I'm happy to not wear shorts as it's her house at the end of the day, but telling me not to wear shorts because you're uncomfortable is crazy, no? Why do I need to change what I wear to accommodate someone else? Am I being a butthole and arrogant here? There's an edit. Hi all, thanks for the responses. Quite an eye-opener. To clarify a few things. Yes, I do wear underwear underneath. No way on earth that I never don't. A lot of people are calling me the butthole because they think I'm showing my junk purposely. Absolutely not. No way in heck. No.
He said it goes to his knees, though?
Yeah, that is disgusting, and no. Lastly, majority of the comments are saying my genitals may have been showing because of the positions I sit in. However, why am I confused is I've worn these shorts several times in front of my friends and family, sitting on the couch, swinging, grass, floor, etc. If my genitals have ever shown, I would be total 100%. I would also 100% know too, because even when sitting in any position, I make sure to adjust my shorts. My family would 100% tell me that if they can see, and I have had these shorts for some time and worn them several dozens of times. No, my genitals are not showing at all. I wear underwear under too. In case that I'm wrong, I have worn these shorts for time. No one has ever told me anything. Just to experiment, I've worn that short and sat in my chair across from a mirror to see. Even when I'm trying, it shows nowhere near my genital area. If anything, the max it shows is my upper quads. Also, recently, we all met up and were chilling. There were so many of us, I wore shorts and sat on the sofa. However, no one even said anything. I 100% would have been told. The girls would have mentioned it too, 100%. Man, he keeps saying 100%.
100%.
But have not even. I asked one of my friends if they have ever seen anything, or the girls, and he literally said no, they hadn't mentioned anything at all. Also, he sat across from me many times and would 1000% tell me, literally. I have asked my friend literally, and he said no, like I mentioned. All I was told is because I've made her uncomfortable, I shouldn't wear shorts. That is all. I have not been told by my cousins that I have ever exposed myself, and it's literally just one person, the girl, saying it. This is why I thought it was weird. But everyone, thank you so much for your responses. We'll be more mindful when I say it. Is his butthole?
No. But that's what sucks about these stories is like we have no further information. Like I want to know why she's
I want to know the incident that made her uncomfortable.
Right.
That's what I want.
Because number one, like he said, he's worn them before. Number two, it's tripping me up because he said that they reach his knees?
So when he's standing, they're at his knees. Similar to my shorts right now.
But
when he sits down, they come up. They go to my knee. I don't know if you go down to my knee for that count.
And then when you sit,
and then when I sit down, this is what he says. It shows the upper thigh. Or the upper quad.
The only thing that I can think of is like the shape. But then again, why are you looking there?
Yeah.
Control your
I know the
eyes,
girlfriend
girl.
said that she's not looking, but she was totally looking.
If you're uncomfortable, you got to be looking. Now, it's another thing if he was exposing himself to you, but if it's like the outline of his stuff, like it's just like the outline of boobs. Like they're there. Like don't look there. I don't know what to tell you.
Exactly. Poor fella.
Dude, he just sounds confused. He's like, I'm just confused. Like,
I know. Like he just wants to know that he's like not crazy for things.
Yeah. Oh, well. Damn, I want to update with that. That's interesting. I want to know what her problem is.
Well, that's all we got for you guys. Hope it's been enough to fill your appetite of Jordan and Jules and Just Reddit for the week.
For this week, yep.
Yeah, Jule. Final words for the gamer.
Thank you for subscribing.
Yeah, 98% of you don't.
Disrespectful.
What the freak? Well, guys, this has been it. Subscribe and
thanks for joining us.
Like and comment your favorite story that we read. Comment if you'd yell at your grandmother. I wouldn't, personally. I wouldn't yell at either.
If my grandmother acted like that, I would yell at her.
Jules yells at her grandmother all the time already.
I don't.
Yes, she does.
Mama would whoop my booty.
Exactly. But anyhow, I've been Jordan.
I think I've been Jules.
And this has been
Just Reddit. Bye.
Goodbye, everybody.